bang, bang. Hey guys, Double Dot here. Trying to play through Pillars of Eternity. I have this one and the second one, as well as I have all the DLCs for both. But I've never actually beaten the first one. I never even touched the second one. Um, so I'm gonna try and play through this first one. And at a certain point, it's gonna be completely blind. Um, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I've never actually beaten the game. I know the tutorial area. I definitely know the first town, and I believe when I've gotten to the point where I've gotten the stronghold in this game. So so that is a pretty decent stronghold thing, and I do like games like this. But I have a feeling there after this loading screen is going to be talking, so I'm going to go mute when that talking goes through, and then hopefully we have a fun time playing this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go mute.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
All right, now for everyone's favorite part of RPGs and such, building our character. Um, so we're gonna play male. Let's go through. Let's do next. And this is always the hard part. I never know what race I want to play. Humans, commonly called folk, are the most common race in the Deerwood, the Edir Empire, Old Vilia, and the Vilian republics. Though not as large as the towering Amoa, humans are known for their strength and willpower. They get a +1 to resolve and +1 might. While might is physical and spiritual strength, the internal drive, motivation is resolve. Amoa. The mighty Amoa are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as, I'm going to mispronounce a lot of these words, the Rauatai, are based in the naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength, +2 might. By virtue of land covered and numbers of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in the Deerwood, the Valian republics, and almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. They get a +2 might, +1 con, but -1 dexterity. Okay. Then you have elf. Elves are the dominant race in the air Glonfoth and the white in the winds, the white that wins, and are extremely common in the Deerwood and the Adir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as a commonly isolationist nature. The Orlin. Orlins are the smallest of the Kith races, and though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all, also notable for their large ears, two-tone skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlins are commonly found in Erglonfoth, the Exomital Plains, and parts of the Deerwood. They are known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. +1 resolve, +2 perception. Excuse me. -1 might. The godlike are children of the Kith, civilized races who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods. Though some do not consider it a blessing, these aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear as it is impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. So I thought about kind of what character I wanted to play. playing through a D&D campaign that has been kind of postponed since the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, since we're all still in quarantine. I'm gonna play my D&D character. So Wood Elf. Elf. He's technically, I think he's a Wood Elf. Yeah, he's actually a Wood Elf in the game, but you can only have two of them, and he's definitely not a Pale Elf. Um, So they get distant advantage against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away. Wood elves gain bonus to accuracy, deflection, and reflex. Um, which a lot of those I can read these if I wanted to. These two I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Reflex, dodge out of the way, physically harmful AoE attacks. I did not know that. So we're gonna hit next. He is a druid in that game, so we're gonna pick a druid. All right. Yeah, this is where the cool stuff is. All right, so shapeshift bear draws upon the druid's natural connection, temporarily allowing him or her to assume the form. The bear's shapeshift has a high damage reduction and can evoke a terrifying war. Hmm. Modal. A modal ability is one that causes effects to occur continuously while it is active. For example, Paladin's Zealous auras grant bonuses to everyone near them as long as they are active. Modal abilities are often grouped so that only one modal ability in a category can be active at any given time. These groupings can be reflected by how the abilities are organized on the action bar. One per encounter. Speed instant. Duration 15 seconds. I guess that's the. Oh, this is me shape shifting. I got you. Okay. Boar. Inflicts damage over time with its melee attacks. Regenerates lost endurance. Okay. Cat. Fast attack and can burst into faster attacks for short periods of time. The stag has higher defenses and attack groups of enemies with his melee carnage attack. Okay. And the wolf that can knock enemies prone. Hmm. Because here's the thing: in the game, in the or campaign, he's a Circle of the Fae, or the Circle of the Moon, or whatever. So he doesn't transform or shapeshift into a lot of these, um, as they are too high of a creature rating for him to shape into. So I think cat would be the only thing he could really shape into in any of these. So I'm gonna go with that for roleplay purposes. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and stick with the cat. As for stats, I get all these? Oh my good lord, I will look at that later. Alright, so the stars on here indicate whether or not it's a good stat for your class. Um, let's see. If I don't really remember stats in the game, but he has a decent intelligence. He has better wisdom, of course, because wisdom is in the game is for the druids. I'm gonna go with 14 on resolve. He's not really a frontal fighter. He has magic stones, the cantrip, and he basically just shoots stones at people. Um, in combat, contributes both damage and healing as well as fortitude defense. I'm not gonna increase my might because I'm gonna do roleplay wise. Um, he's got decent con to keep concentration on certain things. We'll go with another perception and another resolve, and I think that's what we'll stick with, basically, with what it's at. Alright, so these are the different backgrounds, I believe, right? The culture you come from, and then depending on what culture you come from, chooses your starting, I guess your starting weapons. Looks like every single one is a frontal fighter. If anything, I kind of like to use bow and arrows with him, at least that way he's far away. Um, if you had to pick anything, he'd probably, let's see, dexterity +1, resolve +1. If those are resolved, intellect, constitution, might, and perception. Perception is already 15. Let's increase intellect. And I'll just have a big old axe for now. For now. He definitely is not going to keep it. And then he definitely, if I remember correctly, he wasn't a, I guess he's kind of a hunter. His brother was the hunter, which is another player in in the game. His brother um, was the hunter, while I was just kind of like a chef. Would that be artist or an artiste? I don't think so. I think I'll stick with hunter because it gave stealth and survival. Well, this one colonist gives. I'll stick with stealth and survival. We'll go with there. You know what? No, he's not very the stealthiest. Mechanics, athletics, survival. We'll do with mercenary. Athletics and lore. That's probably closest um, to what he's got. And then as for colors, this one's the easy part. He is of a tanner skin line. Oh my god, you can have bright ass red hair. We'll go with that. Alright, head. Oh, you know what? Is that the closest? That's probably the closest that I can really get. As for portraits, I normally never find one that kind of fits the character I'm going for, but I think I did. Let's go with this one, just because I guess that'll be the closest thing I could possibly get. Um, yeah, we'll go that with that hair. All right, we'll go with next. And we can choose the voice.
Hey there.
Now I am the leader of the group. Ugh!
Not a sound.
All right, well there's a Sam Riegel.
What is it?
That sounds
Now
like Matt
I
Mercer.
am the leader of the group. Nice and slow.
Yeah.
Sam Riegel.
I've got this. Let's go!
I'll go on ahead.
Sounds like Natsu from Fairy Tail.
I'll lead the way. You better run!
The better part of valor.
Yes?
I shall lead us. Yeah!
Just say the word.
I'll lead the way.
Yeah, I'll go with the cocky one. All right, and then we have Aust Frain. Boom. Character creation is done. Yeah, yeet. New quest: Journey to the Gilded Vale. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you are planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker. But see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odema looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfle, who carries an old sun-bleached bow. He says this. He nods in your direction. Sparfle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where would I find these
They
berries?
grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
There's concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. Your character's attributes, skills, race, culture, and sex may open up options in dialogue. Huh. What kind of weather do they have out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
Can you tell me what these ruins are?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
And who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Well, what are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Alright, I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground, without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayadin should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Eora, you may want to watch these windows if you're familiar with the tools and interfaces. I will do, because it's been a minute since I played. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glonfothan ruins, Odema has assigned Kalisha to help you. Kalisha is a fighter, a class that excels in close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select the party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number of the button that corresponds in their position to the party, starting with the one to the left, and then select the multiple. To select multiple parties, click and hold anywhere on the screen. Drag the marquee of the party members you'd like to include. To move the selected character, click anywhere on the screen.
Not a problem.
Where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. All selected characters will pass through their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see individual characters options, select only that character. Alright. So let's take some time and get to know our characters a little bit. Alright. So of course we have the character, Aust Frain. Got decent health, decent damage. I think that'll change once I get, the weapons I want to use. Athletics 1. Grants second wind. Okay. 25 endurance. I can use level 1 scrolls. With that, access level 2 camping bonuses. I have a strange illness currently. Okay, so now here are all my spells. Okay. So for abilities, there's distant advantage against enemy that's 4 meters away. I gain a bonus to accuracy. Cool. Cat Flurry attack. Briefly accelerates the attack rate of the Druid in cat form. Lit. Second Wind, of course, just heals my endurance. I already know what that one does. Shapeshift Cat. This lasts about 18 seconds. 19 seconds. And I shift in the cat and I can burst into attacks. Alright, so let's look at the spells. Charm Beast. First level. Average speed, 5 meters. Charmed. What does Charmed do? A charmed target fights on behalf of the enemy at reduced capacity. Speed and accuracy and all defenses are reduced to 25 by 25. Charms is exclusive, meaning a character can only have one charmed affliction at a time. A newer one will dispel the older one. Okay. The world is charm enemy animals in an effective area. So I can charm beast or animals. Dancing bolts. Summons a flurry of thin bolts of lightning, hitting enemies in the area of effect with shock damage. Lit. Alright, Nature's Mark. This is basically Hunter's Mark. It looks like it's basically Hunter's Mark. Cool. Nature's Vigor. Mild generation effect. Ooh, it's a healing spell. Oh, it's an area of effect from caster too, so it's everyone around me. Ah, so it is needed to get close. Oh no. That might have to use that well. Intense sunlight burning and appear like a blinding. Those caught in the area of effect. Okay. Does damage AoE. About 5 feet radius. Talon's Reach. Conjures a giant pair of razor sharp talons causing slash damage in an area of effect. Cool. Vile Thorns. Shoots sharp thorned vines up through the ground, causing pierce damage. Potentially sickening anyone. Ooh. All attributes reduced by 1. Okay. That's a cool one. And the Winter Wind causes an icy wind of incredible power to arise, pushing back all in the area of effect and inflicting freeze damage. Cool. Okay. Anything personal? Alright, nothing. Alright, let's go to Kalisha. Look at those stats. Level 2 camping bonuses. Fighting Spirit, Knockdown. Knockdown is the dash, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Fighting Spirit. Okay. Alright. I think it's easy. Cool. Because, I mean, I know I got to the point with the Stronghold, so, I mean, some of these characters aren't too important. I got slow mode active. I want fast mode active. And if... I forgot what button it is. Am I in scouting mode? Is that what alt is? Okay. It is. Okay.
I'll have this open in no time.
So I don't have the mechanic
Let's see
ability
what's in here.
to get that opened up. So for 0 mechanics, which is what I got, I need 3 lockpicks. Okay. I didn't know that's how that worked. Lit. I gotta pay attention to more things.
Ready when you are.
There is... I don't know what the button is to... There's a button you click that will show the range. Highlight interactables. Is it tab? It is tab. Okay. Lit. It's always tab. It's like that in Dragon Age too. Alright. Ooh, lockpick. I'll take those, but I'm gonna
Ready when you are.
be her and control both. So in order to do that, I need 3 lockpicks.
Not a problem.
Most people who encounter the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant Hyodan has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. So, like, if I wanted to talk to this guy, Caravan Light doesn't agree with you, does it? You look as raw as that merchant. Eh, shut up. Alright. And Hyodan, I believe, is up here, right?
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
What up, Sam? Alright, let's see. Minor generation? Ooh, I'll take those.
Ready when you are.
Strange illness, that's what that
Just say the word.
signal is. These tall glass green pillars appear spattered from the earth, flickering fires and shadows dancing within. Cool. Alright. Now, I did get some items. Oh, yeah. Ha. What does this do? Gon's Pledge. 2 per rest. Fast. Plus 15 endurance. Alright, lit. I think I got these from DLCs. Alright, let's see. Gon's Pledge. We are definitely going to equip that on him for now. I'm going to give myself a little bit of you pig. Light armor. Absolutely does nothing. I will, however, keep that on me. Put that on there. And I'll keep that on me. And I'll probably sell that. Just because it's not... I don't need it. It's not doing any extra protections. You see a man wearing a simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Sure, let's see what you got. Alright, so now, I'm definitely selling that. For sure. I don't think I have really anything else needs to be sold. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in your inventory. Merchants could buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. I have 110, so basically I have 185. I definitely want this. So that trade is even. And then I want lockpicks. I did not want that. I don't want that still. I want one more. Okay. Trade. So now I got 3 lockpicks, and I got my warbow, which I can equip now and sell.
Something else you need?
And can get this other one. Lit. Now I have 4 lockpicks, which is lit. Now let's continue.
Something else you
talking to
need?
him.
Looks like we're settled for the night.
Yeah, I heard your name is Hyodan. You got anything else about you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Trying to think of my D&D character and how he would react to them, because he's a young one. He's very optimistic. He'd probably go with something like this. Yeah, that sounds about right. We all might as well try. My thoughts exactly. Why'd you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raid Saris? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
He shrugs. Deerwood is a former Adir colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Radicerians' work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. It seems like you got the short end of the stick. I don't see it that way. Hyoden begins restacking the crates in his wagon. My brothers and I are working together for the sake of the family enterprise. You now have 1 rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people receive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputation will be favored among some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity and order, respectively. For the main character only, their dispositions will modify the effects of holy radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins. What can you tell me about the Adir Empire?
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raid Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
He gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners. Well, I got some berries to go get, so I better go. Alright. I can zoom out. Oh, lit. I didn't like it all zoomed in like that. So we basically kind of already explored the camp. Now, I have a choice. I have the stuff to... Shit. Whoops.
Ready
I
when
have
you
the
are.
stuff to do this. So I'll go ahead and do it. Might as well. Yes, pick the lock. Give me something good. That'll do. Put it in there. Alright. And then we make our way to get these berries. In his map. Alright, cool. I mainly play on console for these types of games, so it's a little weird sometimes to, you know, play with mouse and keyboard. Because, you know, I'm a console boy. Fallen tree does not budge.
Not
Stop
looking
this.
forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
So that's the tree, so this was the path that we were going to go on. Exploration, I like how... Okay, there we go. Exploration is key in the Pillars of Eternity as you make your way through the Eastern Reach. Open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore, which is this. Alright? Alright, cool. Oh, I didn't want to... There we go. Well, there's Sparfell.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
He's sitting there like smoking something. Ooh, get us some ingredients. This path winds through
You
a narrow
shouldn't stray too
canyon,
far.
back the way you came, grooves in the road passage, and hundreds of caravans. So I don't know
Let's
how
check
I'm
by those
going to do with open like exploration. I don't know if I'm gonna speed it up or just leave it live. So we'll see what that comes. So we have a young wolf. All right, so we're gonna click you. I just want you to go in and attack. Well, I guess I'll do the same thing. Alright, Pillars of Eternity Combat uses the pausable real-time system because you will often manage more than one character. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders. Cool. Like I already got all that set up before the game. When you get engaged in melee, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement. Alright, cool. All characters friend or foe have 4 primary defenses to fly. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. There we go. Get this combat out. Yeah. Then we can loot them.
Just say the word.
This is it.
Those are the spring berries. Okay. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you even ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. You look like you've seen your share of action. What do you do before you come out here? Well, I mainly used to go on adventures and expeditions, whatever paid, but I especially had fun hanging with my brother. Yeah, how does it happen that you come here? Um, let's see. It probably would be something along this line. Well, I kind of took a job from the wrong person. Only after I finished it did I realize it would cause everyone to hate me. I know what that feels like. You really can't trust anyone, can you? Kalisha breathes into her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always didn't like it. I always did like it. Lord Radric's offer makes a girl think if I'll give him that. You're here to settle, like the rest of the lot. I don't know why my accent keeps going over to Irish. That's mainly just Aust accent. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You're here to settle like the rest of the lot. It's a hard offer to pass up. You know, you won't find many offers like that in these parts, believe me. Got a big plan in store? I'm still doing. You won't find many offers like that in these parts, believe me. Got a big plan in store? Well, I was thinking I'm gonna settle here and start a new life for myself. Well, who knows? Raedric Pale's well enough. Maybe we end up neighbors. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odem will give me an earful. Let us be on our way. Hold up. Can you tell me why you are here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here sometime back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in... fuck me. Ixmitil. I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here, and we'll see. I know I worked with before. He just doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Can you tell me anything else about yourself? I got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rawatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. Only, she's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about the Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, but we got our berries, so let's head back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath if Starfield's getting you that water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Sure's just down the way. Come on. Let's get you on your water. I don't know how I butchered that last sentence, but... oh well. Let's go get that water. Come on, click. Can I go down? Yes. There we go. Alright, so Starfelt was here, but he's no longer here.
Not good.
Ooh. Alright, so a little bottle right here.
Sparfle went hunting. At least you left the water skins. Come on.
Footprints around the campfire and indistinct. It may have been here for days. Got ourselves a deer cap. Alright, let's go check his bag out. Look, cause there's his lantern. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you note her look up sharply towards the tree line. And you gain the full water skin. Out of the trees emerges Farfel, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfle? Are you alright?
Farfel toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap. The feather shaft of an arrow pointed between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Uh-oh. Da-na-na.
Ambush!
Alright. So, I'm gonna use her to knock this guy down while So I have all those. Can I shapeshift in the cat?
Hmm?
I'm gonna shapeshift into my cat. And then I will... That is not a cat. Hold on, what? That is not a cat! What is that? Many spells and abilities have a limited use. Yeah, it's per rest and per encounter. Okay. Like this one is per encounter. This one's per rest. Oh my god. This thing goes ham. That is not a cat, though. That is most certainly not a cat.
Back to camp.
Alright, well. Now I know what cats are in this game. Okay, Warbow is definitely better. Hide armor is better, however, it has less recovery speed than a gate. I'll take the gold. Alright, there's nothing left to loot.
Ready when you are.
Let's get going. Oh, I hear fighting. Alright. Okay. Enemy spotted. Alright, we're gonna use a spell. And she's just going to attack you.
Ready when you are. Ready.
Nice. Alright, and then I'm probably going to... Alright, and then... Oh, damn. I can't use another spell, can I? Oh, that's right. Okay. I gotcha. I only have a certain amount per encounter. Makes sense.
Ready when you are.
But I can shapeshift into you.
You better run!
Attack that. Scored a crit. Lit. So we're gonna use you to attack you.
Death to our enemies!
Alright, lit. Survive that. Alright, lit. We have all this to kind of go through. Let's go to the... No. No. Alright, what can I get? Alright, lit.
Yeah?
And then, of course, camp is attacked. Oh, there's Heoden. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Galicia put the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs of the heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if they're from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Why have you done this? You've trespassed in places of which no mortal man is worthy. You are trespassers and plunderers all, and we will see this outrage avenged. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. Alright. Mm, your courage is but a mask. None of you has yet slain a true warrior. The man brows ceases, questioning. We have killed many trespassers like you. Nah, your kills are sloppy. The wounds on these people are inefficient and off target. This is the work of untested men, accustomed to carelessness. The man bares his teeth, looks at Hoda, helpless, his eyes shut tightly for the killing blow. The man spits. We'll see whose courage is a mask. He shoves Hyoden towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hyoden's torso. Hyoden screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. Alright, you're going in straight up. You're going to knock him down. Unable to see. Alright, let's
What
do
you
this.
need?
Oh yeah, I need to go up there and attack someone, don't I? Alright, we're actually going to... Oh, lit. That counter was easy. Your enemy lies, supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing. Fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of the wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile. Unpending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though as it's rending you apart from within. Sit against the wagon wheel amongst the howling maelstrom. Slashed across his chest and bow, Odema's body stirs. With great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open, and looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Come on, little piggy. Go! Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Yoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hyoden and topples him upon the rocky ground. Restrained, Hyoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. I'm going to fire at the attacker. Your aim is true. The hit jars Hyoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hyoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull him with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They held just long enough for Hyoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. And now loading screen. Potion scrolls and food items can be created by clicking on the crafting button in any party member's inventory.
Was that
A Bewick. Had to be.
live?
She just said alive.
And we're the only ones.
Here, there could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Theoden's jaw tightens. He nods. Alright.
Yeah?
Got through that. A lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble.
That should be far enough. But what now?
Out. Storm has to die sometime.
I don't know why it's cutting off the dialogue. What about everyone else in our caravan? Galicia's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got a hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. Do we know who attacked us? Glonfathans. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin, looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this, once we lost the main road. The Glonfathans said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it, but as much as the fangs are hotheads, Glonfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or she glances down the passage beyond. Or there are looters in here with us, and that's not something we need right now. What happened out there? Galicia shakes her head. Windstorm. Of a kind they only get in Air Glonfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glonfathan word is Bewick. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? You don't really seem too upset about all this. Galicia looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath your voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done. And because there's other people you care about who still need you. Like your sister. I get it. Alright. Let's get going. Theoden takes a step forward and his knee buckles. And before anyone can catch him, he stumbles onto the ground, his cheeks striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
But we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathans were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Look at him, Galicia. We've got to take the risk and let him rest. We need all three of us at full strength.
Of us. No offense, but there's people out there I'd much rather die for.
Thank you. Thank you.
We do, however, if I remember, benevolent. I don't know what benevolent does. We are benevolent. Alright, cool. Alright, she said off to the left is quiet.
Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
More camping supplies, a hammer and chisel, lit, and a mace. Torch, and that. Alright, so now we are good to camp. Right, So I have a heal multiplier. I think I'm gonna stick with damage reduction right now because I don't need much else right now. So we're gonna rest. Ah, nice campfire in the cave. Even though that it looks like outside in the little picture, that's kind of a cool animation. Yoda stretches as he wakes, gingerly probing the gash across his stomach. The flesh has begun to knit together.
By the gods, that's better. I think I'm ready to find a way out.
He sits up quickly and he looks around the chamber. She really did leave us. She won't get far unless. He crawls to his knees and begins rummaging through the equipment with mounting desperation. Looks like she stole our water skin.
Damn her. She took all our water.
If we hurry, maybe we can catch her. Alright. Keep on trucking. Ooh. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through the scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zalrip. He watches you, or it watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. I raise my arms, and I stand still. The creature cocks his head and approaches you, a soft clicking emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. It's alright, I won't hurt you. Zara recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. I slowly back away. So I'm pretty sure I can give him something. I don't want to just straight up kill him, which you can.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
Alright.
Hmm? I'll be quiet.
And this is where we can...
Poor Kalisha.
We're gonna disarm all these traps. With Theoden. I didn't know you could do this the first time. There are definitely other ways you can get through these. I know there is a passageway over here that you could get to go on the other side. If you were a fire godlike or you have a torch, you can unlight all these and then turn them off.
Worth a look.
It's actually kind of lit. I don't know how many different ways, but I just like to go through and disarm them because you get XP for each one. And I don't know. Normally I have my character do it because I don't know if it's every character gets the same XP, but. Alright, we're lit.
Yeah?
With Looter.
Not a problem.
Let's boot you out
Nothing will
of
slip past me.
There we go. Ooh. Another body to loot. A relief gem. And a tattered journal. The small folio is torn in several places, and blood is soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible. 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 Why couldn't I frickin' pronounce that? One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice, and I got my hands on a genuine and Gwithin artifact. Fellow who has had it said it was a pretty nothing, as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging into some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. All in the silent leaves this morning. In the morning. It's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. Bink. Let's get all that. We're gonna go this way. Ooh. Ooh, because I think I could use that now to trade with my man down here. Right? Ooh. You produce a piece of sculder meat from your pack and toss it on the floor. The dog's nostril flare at the scent of the fresh meat. Its eyes dart between you and the food. It creeps towards the prize, shoving a spear into your grip and snatching the meat with both hands at the last moment. Its gullet quivers as it devours flesh in noisy chomps. Well, we gain the spear. Nice. Alright. A crack runs along the wall, from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. I won't push on the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Push on it yourself. You push the wall with all your might, but it does not give. I'm now fatigued, unfortunately, but I just wanted to see what would happen. I don't know, maybe if you have a high enough strength, I think you can push it. Use the hammer and chisel to break the weakened wall. I do it. Lit. And then more Zaw rips. Or not more,
Scout
Scalders. Don't need to, scout ahead.
See what's around the corner.
No. Well, can I charm them?
Ready when you are.
Well, I can if he did.
I meant death to our enemy.
Oh well. Waste of a spell, but that's okay.
Not a problem.
Ready when you are.
And that should be the edge. Yes, it is. Alright, cool. Let's head up here.
Do you feel that? There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Your mom.
Okay, let's get this combat over with. It's lit. Alright, and then I believe we can head over here. Yes. As I said, I know the tutorial area. I can light them all by torches. I don't really need to, though. Must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows the procession of Engwithans. Cool. Each one tops the flame. Basically just saying that you light these on fire, you'll be set. Black oozes, I hate these things.
Say the word. You're mine.
How can I
Look
help?
how much damage that thing did. Oh, no, 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 no. I hate these things so much.
Death to our.
Alright. Any other ones?
What's that muck on the wall?
I don't like lesser black oozes. They hurt. They hurt bad. Vicious slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. We'll use the water stream to clear off the ooze. Your rinse ooze away, revealing an intricate relief on the man's face. The sunburst surrounding it must chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair and ridges of the pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. Place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives away. Yeah. Alright. Whew. That
Ready
makes
when
it
you
a
are.
little bit easier than before. Yes, we got cloaks and stuff now. Hell yeah, let's get in there. We're gonna give me the lockpicks, thank you very much. We're gonna put you into storage. We're gonna give me that. And then we're gonna go to storage. We're gonna go to here. And we're gonna, boom, give me the cloak. Hell yeah. Alright, and now, let's go ahead and get our people over here. And exit this damn building.
Ready? Ready when you are.
Not a problem. You're mine.
We get in there. Transform into this big old cat, apparently. And then of course we have this little secret, which is a bloodstone and stuff.
Ready when you are.
Good. I think we're good to exit the cave. No, we're not. I didn't even know this was over here. What? You learn something new every playthrough. Alright, helmet is in here. There we go. Alright, exit the
Fourth.
cave. Woo! We're getting there, y'all. Gleesha had to go off on her own. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and illuminating like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The feather figures gaze upon what might be in contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen. He wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision, and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snapbacks as you land, and the pain wells into your back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with andra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of andra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus, much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered or... At the base of the pillar now you see a man with a thick gray beard in a ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You're walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying to not appear so. You have something you want to ask him. One question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. Uh-oh. Went boom boom. You waken to find your malice. To find your malice. Or malice? It's not malice. Your malie has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that. An involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. You find Hyoden a short distance away in a shallow lake of his own blood. His body does not stir. You are alone and far from help. Gildeville may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. We are critical fatigue. And I have leveled up. What's first and foremost? Let's loot our boy, Hyoden. Take everything. And then let's level up. Excuse me. Alright. So this is where we can add other stuff. He's in the game. He's not that athletic, not that stealthy, and not good at lockpicking. However, his survival and lore is pretty high. So I'm definitely going to increase that in lore. You know what? Screw it. We'll go a little 4 lore and 4 survival. I can now use level 2 scrolls. Go next. Alright, so now I have one talent I can grab. I don't know what I want. I know a lot of these is like about multi-classing, sort of. And these are all druid stuff. Wild Strike Shock. Ooh. I like corroding. I'm gonna do corrode damage with my shapeshift. Next. Alright. Now we do corrode damage as our big old cat. What was it? C? Okay. Oh. I didn't even... So now we're starting to see things? Lit. Alright, let's get down here. Pick up all this stuff. Get some vessel flesh. Vessel flesh. Whatever that means. I don't really do a lot of the crafting. I normally sold it. But maybe some of the crafting might be cool to, you know, get into. Oh, now it's still here? Structures form of stone, andra, and copper, and covered in strange glyph. The air around vibrates with unusual energy. Alright, we're ready to go to the Veil Wood to get the Gilded Veil. This is a big old map. To get to the Veil Wood, it takes 6 hours to journey from Silent Lees, or Salant Lees, or Salant Lees, however you pronounce it. Chilantly.
Time to bring out the bedrolls, I think.
Alright, and we will take a rest. And we will definitely go with extra movement. Oh, that's a... Where's the campfire at? Alright. Now then, what we'll do, we will save. I got all these other files that I... Shit, my cap lock's long. Alright, Veil, Wood. After Caravan. That way, in case we ever have to go back, we... Alright, y'all. This has been Double Dot. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a nice day. Bang, bang!